If you can remember in the last class, I was able to do few things. So that means you have to watch the video that I sent to you last. So you could see that we just did simple things like adding each of these one is a sign that this is a container, and the second one is also another word container. So what I was doing is a very simple thing. I was just adding a single image in each container. You understand? Single image in each container, single image. You understand? Like now, this particular container, it has three images, and I had single images into it. But what we want to achieve today is something similar to this site. Let me show you. What we want to achieve is something similar to this site. It's actually loading. It will finish loading very soon. So we want to achieve this site in which I can add an image, then add an heading, then add a text. Do you understand? So that's how we'll be doing it gradually until we'll now do a complete one. So actually now, you now know how to add different images, but now we want to add image, title, or let me say heading, then text in a single container. Exactly. So now how do we do that? I'll come here. In fact, let me show you this one so that you can even see the state of what we have now. Okay, this is the state of what we have. Oh, sorry. I kept it inside elements. Okay, can you see? This is the state we have now, which is fine, but I want to do something better. So that's why I'm doing another thing entirely. So now this down one, let's remove it. So that we now have a grid. So I'm going to click on my grid. I know one way or the other you'll have had about grid when you were working in HTML. So now in this grid now we have on each row we have three, another row we have what, three. So let's just use the first three rows at the top. But all these things you can always edit it. It's very easy. Just scroll down. Just most what you need here is just open your mind and just be observing. Can you see? It said columns is three. So let's try and change it to two so that you see. Can you see? There's a change to what? Two. So let me return it back to what? Three. So I can make the row to be one so that you not feel that, oh, let's turn it. Do you understand what I'm actually trying to say? So now the next thing is that for each of these box, as you can see, there are three boxes there. For this one, I will now add a container, another additional word, container. The reason why I'm adding container is because it will allow me to add many things hmm, on it instead of just adding image. Do you understand? So now I will now click on plus. I'll search for what? Image. I'll pick the image. Can you see the image is there? Now, so let me try and choose the image. Let me say I want to use this. Okay, this doctor image. They are small images. That's why you are not. It's not that big. Okay, can you see that I've used the doctor image, but I'm still in this container. I'm still in this what container? Huh? Now the next thing I will now do is that I'll click on this plus, and I'll add what heading. I'll click. Immediately you click, can you see it has dropped the heading below it? So I'll come again. Maybe I want to call it, I'll just click on this edit sign. But it is at this side that you put it. Maybe I want to say medical care. Is that clear? Medical care. By the time we are done, we are going to use another theme that will make this thing to be very real. One thing I don't like about this theme is that it's only giving us like 75% of the screen. You understand? The other 25 is for what? Is for aside. When I say aside, I mean sidebar. You understand? So, but that's not a problem. I can still manage it. The reason why is getting to the second line is because it's too big. So I can come here and turn it to a H3. So these things are simple. Is that clear? So now, after that, don't forget that I'm still in this container. Container has held these two images. I'll click. Can you see how I'm clicking? I'm not clicking on a particular element. The container that is holding the two, and or you just click on the free space. Do you understand? Or just come here. Okay, just click on this container. Is that one okay by you? Do you understand? And click on what? Plus. And I'll search for what? Test again. So maybe a text editor where I can type test plus. Do you understand? It has added it below it. So when it added below it, come here. It's always at this left side that you actually do the editing. Maybe I can say get quality and sustainable and standard health care service at what? At welfare or WH. Mary, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you see that I'm through with that? So the next thing I'm going to click on, I'll click on plus. You understand? But there's no need of wasting my time. That's why I like all these things. So since I've done one complete, what will you do? Just click on that container. If you can't pick it here, just come and click on the container. If you want to be sure, let me click on this eye and remove it. Can you see that it disappeared? So that's the container. I will return it. I just want to be sure that I'm in this word container. On clicking on it, I'll just right click on this container and click on what? Duplicate. Oh, sorry. That means I didn't hold it very well. Let me click outside. Right click and what? Duplicate. Can you see? The reason why it was like that is that maybe it's the image or a particular part I'm actually clicking. Can you see that it has duplicated? I can also what? Right click, duplicate to drop it here. So when I'm done, I'll just click on the entire store, right click. Maybe I want to put another one down, duplicate. So can you see that it has duplicated at the bottom? Do you understand? The only thing I will now start doing is that I will start editing. Pam, 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 pam. Okay, let me see, tell you the editing that I'm saying. This is the image, Abby. Choose image. I will change it. Pam, select. Am I not changing it? But I will have made sure that all my images are of the same size. This one also edit. Maybe I want to call this one diagnosis. This one also edit. Come to this side. Do you understand? That's the same thing that you do for all of it. And by the time you are through, I'll click on what publish. I don't want to waste time. I'll click on what publish. So let's see and refresh. Wow. So that's the same thing that I also did on this side that you'll be feeling that wow, this thing is nice, this is that. Do you understand? You can actually play around it more than that. And that's why we cannot have the time to be doing all those stuff there. But what you just need is that take your time. Take your time, sit with it. By the time you're exposed to your server, you will discover a lot of things. How? Look at me. I'm on content tab. Where I'm adding, I can go to style. You could see a lot of things. Text shadow, paragraph spacing, link color, text color, over. You understand? That's why if you want the color to change, so your own is just to take your time and play around this. Let me scroll down. Go to advanced. This is what we use for spacing. Maybe I want the space between this top container. This is the top container. Oh, sorry, not this one. This is the top container. I want it to be far. Hmm? I will just go to advanced and I'll go to margin. That's the essence of what is margin. top, I can give you bottom. You understand? So maybe I want to call it 100. I know it will be give everything 100. Why? Because you've not unlinked it. So unlink it here so that you return the rest. Okay, let me say Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, it's not even giving. I think I saw 000 in all of it before. Let me return it to 000 what? 0. Do you understand? So before you do anything, you press unlink. I think I've unlinked now. Bottom 100. One. You see, that is far. So I don't need to waste my time in teaching you all these things. I know you can actually play around it, but I just want to show you one of. So you can play around a lot of things with this. So let me return it back to 0. Is that clear? Okay. So now, assuming we are done with that, and there's motion effects, there's transform, there's responsive. By default, anything you actually do, even without stressing yourself, it will be responsive. Can you see that they are what? They are responsive by default. So the only thing I'll just is I will centralize it, you understand? You don't really need to stress yourself. Is that clear? So these are one or two things that you should actually know. So now, the next thing I want to do is that we are trying to mimic these guys. Abby, I've done this part. So can you see that there's another thing here? I said insurance accepted, NHIS, blah, 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 blah. How can we do it? It's also a simple thing. Do you understand? So what are we going to do? I will come back to my code. I will scroll down. This is the last, sorry. This is the last one, right? So I just click on what? I can even bring a container there. Hmm? I can bring a container or bring a grid. Let me say container. Do you see that the container is already there? I actually drag it. This is how you drag, or you click on this plus and you click it to come there. Now, by the time the container is there, can you see? I even love the way it comes. Because if I use grid now, it will separate it. You understand? So it's just once and for all. Do you get it? So now, in this case, I want to add three things. Do you understand? So I'll click on what? Plus logo. You understand that it's something like image that is at the top, Abby? So let's say icon font. Do you understand? There are different fonts. So just an icon. Icon. Now, when you come here, you can go to icon library. So you see a lot of it. Do you understand? See a lot of it that you need. I'm just trying to play around. If it's font awesome, if it's font, do you understand? You shall see a lot of them that you need. If you even have a library you downloaded online, you can upload it there. So at the end of the day, I will scroll. Maybe it's this one I want to use now. I will insert. Can you see that it has inserted it? But it has not finished. Maybe you want to change the color. The major thing is that whatever you see and you like, just play around it. That means I'll come to style. I can even resize it maybe a little bit bigger. Do you understand? In this place. Is that clear? If you want to rotate it here, you can rotate it here. You understand? So all those things. Then primary color, I'll come here. I want to give you red. You understand? So that's the primary color. Okay, maybe this one. Do you understand? I can change it. The color that I need. You can still come here and play around the color. Do you understand? You come here, you pick a definite color you want. You understand? So all these things are not difficult. Pick a okay, when I'm done, I will leave there. Do you understand? Don't forget that I'm still in that container. So another way to click a container, just come to this top, just click it. You understand? So now I'm still in that container. Hmm? Sometimes I just like to click outside this major image. That's what I like, just outside. After I've done that, that means I need another long text. Abby? Okay, heading. Abby? Insurance accepted. So I'll go back to this place. Outside. That means plus. because you must come to this place. So anytime you not see, just click on this plus. You understand? You click on what? Heading, Abby. Heading. I'll pick. Did you see? So and I'll click on edit. Even without clicking on it, it's already at this side. Insurance what? Accepted. So you could see you can increase the size. You can even add link. So there's no need of wasting our time on all those ones. You can add link. I can go to style and align it to the center. Do you understand? Understand? So there are a lot of things you can do. Test shadow, test stroke, blend, just play around it. Exactly. I'm still in that container. So after that, there's another thing where I wrote blah 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 blah. Copy, Control C. I'll still come back to this place. You know, I'm still in that container. Just click outside that container, click on plus. That will be test. Anything that is longer than heading is test. Test editor. Control what? V. Very simple. At the end of the day, each of it you can also still determine their sizes, their margin to each other. Very simple. When I click on this, I'll go to advanced. That's where you see margin. So if the bottom, you understand, you want to reduce it, so I can say 2. You know, I've always told you first unlink it. Unlink. So maybe it's 20. Can you see? Hmm? I can use negative number minus 31 minus 2. Only sumo. So these are just, I don't want to waste my time on that. So this one also, maybe this one now. So if I'm clicking on this one, you should know that I'm actually talking about top, Abby. So margin top. Let me first unlink it. Margin top. Let's say 5. Okay, margin nothing. So let's use negative number. Minus what? 2. Minus 3. Minus 1. Do you understand? So if I'm okay like that, I'll publish. So there is nothing you cannot do that I've not taught you. So the last two things that we need to do is that when we come, we would talk about animation. That will be in the next class. By next class, maybe we'll round up WordPress. You understand? So there is nothing you want to achieve. If I will span to next week, the only reason why I will span to is that I can just show you one or two things under e-commerce so that you will see it. So from there, you can explore on your own. Whatever anybody is bringing to your table, just know that there's a plugin to do it. Do you understand? If it's a form, you know the form contact 7. Oh, someone said he wants to build an e-commerce. That means you go and what? Install. After you've done your normal thing, you now go and install your what? Your e-commerce plugin. We call it WooCommerce. WooCommerce. That's what we use. So I'm going to round up at this section. Even though the class is short, I've been able to cover the major things so that I would give you the opportunity to ask questions. So maybe through that we can still touch one or two things. So we've published. Let's view and see what we've been able to do. Let me see. Yes. Nice. Exactly. Okay. So over to you. In case you have any question.
Okay, sir. You mentioned that those images, can you please scroll down?